Record. Hello, everyone. I'm Catherine Hobbs with RTO 9, the tourism organization for Southeastern Ontario. My role here is administering the tourism relief funding, which was provided by FedDev Ontario. And one of the recipients of that funding was the City of Quinte West. So I'm very pleased to be here today with Karen Parker, who is the communications officer for the City of Quinte West. Karen has a passion for working with small business owners and has been instrumental in helping business owners take the next steps with their businesses. And prior to this role, Karen was the events coordinator for the City of Quinte West and was the driving force behind the Quinte West pop-ups. So she works closely with economic development and tourism, and she brings her eye for design and creativity to the projects she's working on. In Karen's communications role, she's able to work closely with the various city departments while still contributing to her love for the small businesses and all things tourism related. With her background in public relations, she brings over 14 years of experience to the industry. So welcome, Karen.
Thank you. And thank you so much for having me.
So what exactly was Promenade on Front and why did you decide to create it?
The Promenade on Front initiative was a post-COVID recovery initiative that the City of Quinte West's Economic Development and Tourism Advisory Committee brought forward. It was also an initiative that was identified in the commercial sector of the business retention and expansion project that the city had done. So this summer-long project was about 12 weeks long, and it included a partial road closure of one of our main streets in downtown Trenton, Front Street. So the west side of Front Street was closed from Dundas Street to Elgin Street, and it allowed us to host a variety of events and enhancements and initiatives throughout the summer that people could enjoy and bring their families to, and sort of rediscover what was happening in their own backyard.
Well, it's fabulous. And I saw a number of pictures from it and I had wished I'd been there, but there was a number of different ways you animated the street and, you sort of, I think you used this tourism relief funding. And so for this Promenade on Front. So I was just wondering if you could sort of explain how that made a difference, how the FedDev funding made a difference to your event.
Sure. The funding helped provide some payments to so many street performers and helped local businesses, both with purchases for the event and increased foot traffic. Receiving this funding also helped increase awareness, and it helped support the downtown businesses in Trenton. It also created a link between the downtown business owners and our Riverfront Square, which is an existing pedestrian-only area. So our goal was to put enhancements on the partial road closure, but connect those enhancements to our pedestrian area. So we did that by adding string lights to an alleyway that connected the downtown to the Riverfront Square area, and we would put musicians on the road closure as well as in Riverfront Square. So different types of musicians, so people could sort of walk around and see what best suited them. We had Adirondack chairs and fire pits. So we try to switch up the events that we were hosting in the road closure and in Riverfront Square to appeal to the different markets. But our goal was always to connect the two together. So this funding made all of these ideas possible and come to fruition.
Oh, that's fantastic. I just really love the idea that you were able to provide some funding towards the street performers and people that maybe hadn't worked very much in the last couple of years due to COVID. So to really break out in this way, I imagine people were very excited about doing it, and the community had a good reaction. So.
Yes, they did. And the business owners had the opportunity to discover new talent, which we've seen since the road closure, the Promenade on Front initiative has come to an end. We've seen some of those business owners utilize the talent that the city had come for the Promenade Initiative. So they were impressed and rediscovering, the local talent that's in this area as well, and seeing the uptake that the community had on participating in some of these initiatives. They saw that as a business opportunity as well to, this performer like brought a lot of attention during the Promenade in Front, like maybe we'll have them on a Friday night at our place of business. And yeah, so I think it sparked some interest and some new ideas, which again, in turn wouldn't have been possible without this RTO 9 funding. So we certainly appreciate it.
Well, would you do it again?
Although it was a successful event, I think there were some learning lessons from it. And we found that the partial road closure was great, but in an ideal world, we would have a full road closure at all times. So throughout the summer, there were a few weekends where we did implement a full road closure and had concerts on the street, and that worked out really well. So looking ahead to this summer, rather than doing the partial road closure, I think we're going to occasionally have a full road closure and do enhancements for weekends at a time rather than the duration of the summer.
Wow. Yeah. Well, and people know what to expect now.
Yes.
From downtown Trenton and this is Quinte West. But is there anything else coming up in Quinte West that we should know about, that we could come and visit you now or in the near future?
Sure, yes. So we are looking ahead to summer, and our farmers market will open May to October, and it's open Wednesdays and Saturdays. And the Quinte West pop-ups will be open starting Wednesday, May 31st. And they are open 5 days a week, Wednesday to Sunday from noon until 7. And they run until the September long weekend. So in addition to that, all of our other exciting events and initiatives and projects that we have going on are available at quintewest.ca. And yeah, we look forward to welcoming, of course, our local community, but also any visitors that are wanting to come and explore Quinte West and all that we have to offer.
Fantastic. Well, I'm going to be there next summer for sure.
Yeah, we can't wait.
And I encourage everyone, visit Quinte West. And I just want to say thank you so much, Karen. It's been a real pleasure chatting with you, and I look forward to seeing the great things that are happening out in your area.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks.